Now, in these times of going into a recession, this is going to be the biggest time in the last 100 years to see such a huge transfer of wealth. And so what I want you to do is I want you to pay close attention, because in this video, over the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to show you from A to Z how to start your own online business. With that being said, the only ones, unfortunately, that are going to be able to capitalize on this huge transfer of wealth are going to be the ones that are prepared. And so in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to do over the next 6 to 12 months to put yourself in position to create generational wealth. So pay close attention, right? Because I'm going to move fast. So I want you to listen fast. So who is this for? So this video is for anyone who wants to make money online, right? Anyone who wants to have time and location freedom, and you're tired of working a 9 to 5, or you're tired of being a solopreneur, but you're just still a glorified employee. And this is also for anyone who is stuck in a rut at a dead end job, that you just do it for money, but you hate going there every day. And it's a challenge for you. Every single day when you get up in the morning and you're driving to work, you sit in your car for like 5 or 2 minutes, and you got to meditate or you got to pray to get yourself motivated to go into that job every single day, and you hate it. And I know how this feels, because I started out as a server waiting tables for years. And then one day I decided that I wanted to become an entrepreneur. So I created my first online business, and in 4 months, I made the same amount part-time that I was making waiting tables. So, and then I went on in 6 months and 29 days to hit that 10K per month mark. And finally, I was able to quit waiting tables, which I love, but get out of that rat race and really just do some amazing things. So let's go ahead and just hop right in. Now, there are many business types that you can do to start an online business. And there's affiliate marketing, and this is where you sell other people's products and you make a commission off of it. There's also FBA for Amazon, and this is where you just basically sell stuff on Amazon. There's drop shipping, where you sell products, physical products like t-shirts and fidget spinners, to where you don't necessarily warehouse the product. You're the middle person. You market it, and then there's a warehouse that fulfills the shipping. And then there's information products, where you can sell a training course between $500 to $50,000. But the challenge with this one is that it requires a ton of expertise and credibility. And then lastly, there's a social media marketing agency. And this is really like the easiest to sell. There's no expertise needed. It's highly profitable, and you need little to no startup costs. And all businesses actually need your services. So this is the easiest way for you to start your business, because all businesses need what? They need more customers. So in a future video, I'll kind of break down all 5 of those in detail with the training. But in this video, I'm just going to cover SMMA, right? Which is a social media marketing agency, and how, if I had to start all over again and needed to make $10,000 per month again, how I would do it. So really quickly, here's what I'm going to cover. And so I hope you got a pad and a pencil, because you're going to need it. So what I'm going to cover is, what is an SMMA, how to start an agency, how to decide on your service, how to pick your niche, how to find a client, how to sign a client, how to get paid. So what is an SMMA? This means social media marketing agency. And this is essentially a business who delivers a specific service to a paying client. And so how do you start an agency? Well, it's really simple. You pick a name, and I want you to spend more than 5 minutes thinking about this. For example, what's the name of my business? Arturo Johnson Consulting, right? And so what we want to do is, we don't want to think too much about that, because the name is irrelevant. What you want to do is focus on starting to get clients. And so when I first started, I provided services as a contractor and used my personal account. So don't feel like, that you haven't set all these things up, and don't let that hold you back. This is a limiting belief. You can do business as, right? And get your first couple clients. And along the way, this will give you confidence once you get some customers, to go ahead and get to work. And so how do you decide on a service? So you could choose managing a sales team, email marketing, doing outbound marketing, managing people's IGs, or web design. But the best is lead generation for social media marketing by way of Facebook advertisement. So now that you know what you're going to be selling, let's talk about who we are selling to. So what we want to do is we want to pick a niche. And this is really, really simple. So when I first started, I was working with dentists and quickly switched to life insurance agents because I used to be one. And so for you, here's a couple that you can select from. You could pick dentists, you could pick chiropractors, doctors, real estate agents, landscapers, e-commerce, skincare, or hairstylists, right? And picking a niche is as simple as selecting something that you're the most interested in, you have done in the past, and you're the most knowledgeable about. And I know what you may be saying is like, well, I don't really know which niche to pick. And so how can I really uncover these things? So here are 3 really quick ways for you to discover which niche is best for you. So one is you could ask your partner what it is that you won't shut up about, because typically they know. Number 2 is you could check your YouTube history. And usually from there, it'll kind of give you a trend of the things that you like to search and watch, because YouTube is a search-based platform. So people usually go there with the intent that they're looking for information on something. So usually if you go to YouTube, then you can find a trend between like, oh, I'm really interested in these videos. And then you also want to select something that you have done in the past, because these make the best niches. And for me, going in life insurance, it was the best because I had already done it. I had success in it, and I had realized what my ideal customers and myself were having a problem and struggling with. And once I found the solution to that, I realized that there's probably more agents that were struggling with the same thing. So you may be wondering, well, how do I find clients, right? How do I find a client? Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to use your existing network, and that would be Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. And this is what we call like the low-hanging fruit strategy. These are the people that are going to have the highest amount of trust for you. And so we always want to kind of start there. Every business kind of starts with their warm market. And then what you want to do is you want to join, after you pick your niche, you want to join groups of that niche that you selected and ones that have similar interests of your niche. So if you were doing dentists, for example, then you want to join groups that have dentists in them, dental marketing, teeth whitening, cosmetic surgery. You want to join those groups where dentists will probably hang out and have the same type of interests. And then from there, you want to DM them and ask them if they're interested in getting more clients, and then have a conversation with them about your services. So you go through and you look at the most engaged posts. You comment in that post with something really thoughtful so that they can know and refer to you from that group, and they'll get notified. And then you want to add them on Facebook, and then you want to DM them and say, hey, I checked out your website, Dr. John, and it looks like business is great, but I feel like there's a couple of things that you may be missing. And, Dr. Dennis is doing these things, and he's absolutely killing it. And so I'm sure if you're like Dr. Dennis, you like more customers. And I was just curious if I could kind of share with you what I found of this one little thing that could really increase your bottom line by a minimum 20% over the next 90 days. All right. And so once you do that, then you kind of go back and forth with the conversation. And if you do that just enough, you'll start to book some appointments. So you could also Google the niche and use snov.io. And this will scrape the email address and match it to make sure that you got the correct one. And then you can also send doctors an email. Super easy, right? It really is that simple. And so then, the next thing is, once you've got some appointments and you got somebody to say yes, well, how do you sign them up? Well, this process is really simple. So I want to kind of give you the macro of it. So what you want to do is you want to find a prospect, then you want to get their attention, then you want to get them to hop on a call with you. And then you want to convince them that their business will grow with your services, right? So now, once you get on a call with them, you may be wondering what to do. So I'll break that down really quickly in these phases of a sales call. So the first thing you want to do is you want to build rapport. So you want to find something in common with the prospect in middle ground, and you don't want to move on until you kind of establish the same team, same interests, same city that you traveled in. That was pretty cool. Some kind of rapport, because people only want to do business with people that are like them, and people that they know, like, and trust. All right. So then the next thing you want to do is you want to clarify. You want to ask questions about their business and what challenges they seem to be facing. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to label that. You want to diagnose exactly what struggles they are having in their business and what seems to be holding them back from growth. What is that bottleneck in their business? Then the next thing you want to do is you want to overview. You want to overview their past failures. What have they tried in the past that hasn't worked for them? Next, you want to sell the vacation. And this is where you kind of tell them about your services and how you can help solve the problems that they just told you, right? So you got the information, you clarify what it was, you diagnose what the problems were, the challenges that they face, and the things that they've tried. And now you want to offer them a solution based off of those things. So after you kind of explain to them what it is your service to do and how they can benefit from it, the next thing you want to do is you want to explain away their concerns, right? And you want to handle any objections and cover what it looks like to kind of work with you. And this is really where the sales call really starts. And I know a lot of people like to avoid this, but what happens is as you explain away their concerns and the prospects asks you questions, these are buying signals. So when they're asking you a bunch of questions, all they're doing is closing doors to answer things until they get to the point where they don't have any more questions and they're ready to sign up. And then lastly, after you do get them to say yes, and you make the sale, you want to remind them why they made a good decision so that they don't have buyer's remorse, and then future pace them on what their life will be like and what their business will be like in 12 months now after working with you. And if you've done all of this right, you should have made your very first sale, right? I'm so excited about that. And so then how do you get paid? Well, it's really simple. You set up a free PayPal account, you create an invoice, you send it to them, and then they pay it. And just like that, you got your first paying client. Sounds pretty awesome. And so now as you got a client, you may be wondering like, okay, well, what do I do here? Now, most people think that they need to learn the skill to deliver the work, but your only job is to make sure that the service is on time, it's at a high level, and it's on budget. So as a new business owner, you can hire freelancers to deliver the services for you, and you just manage the process just kind of like a project manager, right? So for example, when most people hire a general contractor to remodel their bathroom or someone to fix a fence, that person isn't typically the one who does the work, right? So most contractors, they use subcontractors to deliver the work to make sure that it's done at a high quality, on time, and a budget. And they're project managers. And this process is no different. Are you getting this? All right. So you sell the prospect, then you hire freelancers at a lower cost to fulfill the service, and then you make a profit because you keep the difference. And once you master the basics of this, it really becomes easy to scale to 100K per month very, very quickly. So let's just say you got a paying client that pays you 2K per month, and you're paying contractors from like South America, Africa, or the Philippines $500 to fulfill on that service. If you get one client a month for 6 months, you'd be making six figures. I want to say that again. One client per month. If you just got one person to say yes for 6 months, you'd be making six figures. So you may be wondering, well, I get that, but where do I find these freelancers, right? Well, you can find them on websites like onlineph.jobs, Upwork, and Fiverr. And what I found is that Upwork is probably the best, but all of these websites are absolutely amazing. There's thousands and thousands of freelancers that are excited, that don't want to really kind of be a business owner, but they're looking to partner with you to fulfill the service as a subcontractor. And so now you know exactly how to make 10K per month over the next 6 months. And so hopefully if you found this video valuable and you would like my help, then I want you to comment below SMMA, and I'll reach out to you personally or someone from my team to see if you're a good candidate to start your own SMMA. And if you want a free PDF download of this document, then all you got to do is go to the .com secrets group, which there'll be a link in the description so that you can get instant access to this. And I'll see you in the next video.